Hey guys, Morgan here. Instead of our what would be happening right now typically is Shadows over Innistrad draft or other standard format draft. However, I like Eternal Masters way more, so we're jumping into an Eternal Masters Swiss queue instead. This is a real draft, so I used boosters that I've been winning off of 8-4s to enter the Swiss draft, which means we are going to pay attention to values. So I'll see you guys when the draft gets started. Okie doke, let's get started. I've got two great multicolored spells here. Goblin Trenches is a huge amount of inevitability. For those of you who played Vintage Masters, it was a lot of fun there too. There's Bloodbraid Elf, which is just a lot of value in a card. Coalition Honor Guard's great. Thornwheeled Archer and Tragic Slip are great. And Mindless Automaton is one of my pet cards from this format. Some of my friends don't respect it as much as I do. I think Goblin Trenches is really great. It's really easy to splash in this format. So I think I'm fine taking that. Although I am very sad about missing out on the Bloodbraid Elf because Bloodbraid Elf into Goblin Trenches would be sweet. You don't need colored mana to activate it, so you can play it in like your control deck or your your multicolored control deck or your aggressive deck equally well. Speaking of multicolored control decks, best card in this pack is probably Merfolk Looter. Although Inkwell Leviathan does go well with the Looter. There's a lot of good blue cards. There's these three plus Peregrine Drake. Firebolt is great. Pilgrim's Eye is great. If I was strictly on the Goblin Trenches plan, I'd take the Firebolt. I'm not sure that I am. I think if I wanted to just take the best card in this pack, I would take Merfolk Looter. Phyrexian Gargantua is pretty fun too, and Rager. So yeah, we're just gonna take the Looter as the best card in the pack. Here we've got Timberwatch Elf, which is a great card, and might actually be the pick. There's a Civic Wayfinder, which goes towards splashing Goblin Trenches. Pacifism is a reasonable removal spell. I don't think I've drafted Elves yet. Let's do that. So there's Yavimaya Enchantress, Sting Scourger is red, Manowar is great, a great blue card. I think I just want Manowar here. Hydroblast is good, Memory Lapse is fine. Yeah. Manowar and, alright, I'll take it. Obviously Bloodbraid Elf would be great in this deck. Wirewood Symbiote does require that we pick up more elves. However, I think it's just great with Timberwatch Elf. So, we want to take it. There's a Deep Analysis and a Memory Lapse in here as well. There's a Jungle Hollow, which is good in the elf decks. Gravedigger's reasonable. Sylvan Might is also pretty reasonable. There's also a Memory Lapse. So we could have just like a zillion Memory Lapses. And we may not even be playing these Goblin Trenches, BTW. Let's see. I kind of like taking Sylvan Might here, because these guys could go pretty well in a Threshold deck as well, and Sylvan Might's great for that. Yeah. I think Sylvan Might's better than just having a land. Here I'm going to take the Thornwheeled Archer over Flinthoof Boar, even though I do enjoy a good Flinthoof Boar. It's an elf, so it's kind of important to the strat. There's a Phyrexian Rager, a Pilgrim's Eye, Prowling Pangolin, Urborg Uprising, and Seal Strength, all pretty reasonable. I like Seal Strength. I also like Pilgrim's Eye over the black cards for right now. I think I just take Pilgrim's Eye. having mana fixing in this deck particularly is probably pretty important. I think I'm just going to take Mindless Automaton here over Night's Whisper. I will be splashing for like Shaman of the Pack, but I'm not. I think Mindless Automaton is just overall better because, especially since it helps with like Threshold, for example. Well, we wield this Inkwell Leviathan, and this Phyrexian Gargantua, and this Pilgrim's Eye, and the Sentinel Spider. I'm gonna take the Inkwell Leviathan, mostly because we have a couple of looters. Yeah, this is happening. Also, Wirewood Symbiote, Merfolk Looter combo, ding. Could take Una's Grace, I suppose. Could also take one of these guys. Like, any of them would be reasonable. I think I'm... okay, that card. Yavimaya Enchantress isn't bad. There's a Nimble Mongoose as well. I don't know what we're doing. I'll just sideboard this Nature's Claim. Double Nature's Claim in the sideboard. Sick. Yeah, we could still be Reanimator. That's definitely a thing. I like Harmonize quite a bit. I think it's better than Giant Soul Fusion in this deck. Potential Wheels, Phantom Monster maybe. Plague Witch is an elf, so worth considering. Alright, so we've got Lyslana Huntmaster and Llanowar Elves in this pack, plus Hymn to Torok. And like a couple blue cards. I think I need Lyslana Huntmaster more than I need Llanowar Elves, although I certainly like Llanowar Elves quite a bit more. Maybe I do need Llanowar Elves. That's probably correct. Alright. Here I'm going to take the Lyslana Huntmaster over the Sprite Noble, the Counterspell, and the Centaur Chieftain. Because if we're playing elves, we've got to be like actual playing elves. It's great with Timberwatch Elf and like Wirewood Symbiote. So yeah, seems reasonable. Alright, I actually like taking Prodigal Sorcerer here. It's great with Wirewood Symbiote, and like Shoreline Ranger and Third Wheeled Archer are both reasonable things as well. Stupefying Touch shuts down Timberwatch Elf and Wirewood Symbiote. Milken's kind of sweet with this Inkwell Leviathan. We're probably not on that plan. Probably not on this plan either. At this point. But we'll see. Well, I was thinking like Invigorate or maybe one of these Blightsoil Druids, but I think the easiest thing to do is just take another Llanowar Elves. With Lyslana Huntmaster, it's really nice to have a lot of cheap things like that. Although Invigorate isn't something that I would hate having. But I think I just want more low drops versus like combat tricks yet. Sylvan Might's fine, Thornwood Fall's fine. I think I just want a Werebear. we can ramp up to this card. So we've got Counterspell, which is fine. We're pretty entrenched in blue. There's also another Werebear. Roots is an okay removal spell, but it's a little expensive for my taste. I think I actually want the Counterspell. Mostly because, like, first of all, who expects Counterspell from an Elves deck? Second, I think that we've got enough, like, non-bear or non-elf dorks and elf dorks right now. If it was a Llanowar elf, I probably would have just taken it. Or like an elf with an enter the battlefield ability. That's reasonable. Could take Sentinel Spider or Commune with the Gods. I kind of like Commune with the Gods. We've got a lot of sweet ETB cards. A lot of black going around. Worth noting. Guess I take another Yavimaya Enchantress. I don't have any enchantments quite yet, but I think it's better than Cephalid Sage in this deck. Take another one of these guys, I guess. Centaur Chieftain makes me happy that I picked up this Commune with the Gods. As long as there are 7 or more cards in my graveyard, it has when it enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample until end of turn. Wield the Thornwield Archer, which is great. Blight Soil Druid is going over here, but we're going to take it over the Fog. It's kind of awesome that we wield Sylvan Might, though. I like Sylvan Might quite a bit. And we wield Roots, which having double Yavimaya Enchantress makes a little bit more appealing. Having things like Sylvan Might and Harmonize make Threshold a little bit more easily achievable. Having the Blood Artist in this deck seems very good. Not gonna lie to you guys. There is another Llanowar Elves, but I think Blood Artist is just strong enough that I want to take it. I'll take it. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is correct. Alright, so we've got Civic Wayfinder, which is an elf that you can bounce with Wirewood's Imbued for value. There's another Mana War. There's a counter spell. I think I just take the Civic Wayfinder. Having a lot of value elves is pretty good. Yeah, we're passing like Burning Vengeance, I guess. But that's about it. Alright, I will happily take an Elvish Vanguard. It's definitely something that we needed. There's like Peregrine Drake and Prismatic Lens in this pack, but Elvish Vanguard being a 2-drop that is an elf for value is pretty nice. There's a Harmonize and another Llanowar Elves. Well, I think I take the Harmonize. Like, being able to spit out your hand is a pretty reasonable thing to do. Llanowar Elf is good, don't get me wrong. But these guys are pretty good. There's a Necrotol in this pack. There's also a Llanowar Elf, which I think I take. What am I missing out on? I could take Necrotol, I guess. I keep passing these Llanowar Elves, though, which makes me a little bit worried. I'm missing out on, like, these guys if I don't play blue, but I have a Blood Artist already, which is pretty good. Yeah, we'll take it. I'll buy it. I think I just take Phyrexian Rager at this point. Brawn is very good. Cut these guys. I'm not sure I'm gonna play my Enchantress. I could take Carrion Feeder. I don't really want to, though. I could have taken the Milliken, I guess. You're right. I could take Lizzle on a Scarblade. Plague Witch might actually be better. Discard an elf card. How many elves do we have? One, two. Actually, I think I want Seal of Strength. Seal of Strength is a combat trick that puts a card in the graveyard, which is pretty good. Oh yeah, I have Blight Soil Druids now that I have access to. Yeah, we'll take it. Could take a Gaia's Blessing, I suppose. Nah. We'll take the card that draws me cards. Alright, this deck is looking reasonable. Even though we didn't have any, like, black elves. This is a sideboard card, probably. I'll take another Blight Soil Druid, that's fine. Urborg Uprising is actually really good in this deck. I can cut one of these. And probably Werebear. Yeah, I've got double Blight Soil Druid. Yeah, but it's probably Werebear. okay, this is weird. Braun probably shouldn't go that late. I'm gonna play it too. Guess I can cut a Phyrexian Ranger because I have double harmonize in this deck already. Yeah, okay, this works out real swell. We passed up on a couple Llanowar Elves, which is unfortunate. However, we got some pretty good stuff, like Blood Artist, Harmonize, Necrotal. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Excuse me. So we're gonna add some basics. I think I want 11-6. I've got one Civic Wayfinder, a couple Harmonized. I could probably find me a Black Source. Yeah. Could also do 10-7. Yeah, I've got like a couple Blight Soil Druids that I want to play pretty early. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, cool. We're gonna run the deck and I'll see you guys in round 1.